Before we start announcing what's today's highlights in our really special release, TPT 2509, I will share some insights. So what is our vision with our tooling? What is the way we want to go forward? And you see it already. Our vision is mentioned here. So we want to enable our automotive customers to find software defects, any kind, from unit up to vehicle level within 24 hours. Let me share some of our drivers, what we are pushing to our automotive customer. On the one hand side, it's our testing tool TPT, which has a really high degree maturity in testing from unit level over vehicle level, all steps in between. A really good ecosystem, really great features. On the other hand, we have a lot of testing services, so we have done testing as a service. We help set up TPT or other tools within your company to get it started very easy, very fast, to understand all the features. We do trainings, we help with consulting services. And the last facet of these is our new ATA framework, which was released 2nd of May this year. It's a capability framework which helps to assess your testing tooling and to understand what are drivers for getting better productivity, efficiency in your testing process. So, and that said, I want to share some really important message of what we see, what's going on in automotive today. Everybody's talking about shift left, and what we see is sometimes shift left is totally misunderstood. Somebody thinks running hill test on software, so like it's hill testing without hardware is hill testing, but that is not true. Anybody in this room is really aware of that, and that is also what we want to share. Software in the loop and shift left means to identify the earliest integration step or level to find the problem, so as early as possible, and that is what we want to provide with our toolings, with our capability, and also with our services. And if you do it not right, or if you do it in a misleading way, that could be some things you could discover in the organization, in the projects, or it's missing test instantiations in early phases, or some integration tests are missing. You have maybe a painful setup for test objects or for your environment. There is a big fragmentation between your tools and your testing teams. And what you really can measure is the feedback loops. So sometimes you get only feedback from a testing process after weeks instead of hours or days. And that is what we want to change. And our approach is, with our tooling, with our knowledge, we want to help to automate whatever is possible, not only in execution, also in test case generation, in setting up helpful functionalities, helping you to automate whatever is possible, to don't waste time for unnecessary work. We are fans of systematic testing, meaning traceability, requirements-based testing. If a test case is failed, we have a matching through and a requirement, and we can see what's going on, what's working, what's not working. And we are really fans of efficient working to speed up the collaboration between testers and integrators, developers, and requirements engineers, and the all over company, and all the people who are included into the testing and development process. With our colleagues from the Silver department, we have a really cool updates to extend TPT with Silver to test also new slices to enable early integration testing. So you can build up whatever you have in software and keep it up and running and test it with TPT. And with the ATA framework, that is what I already announced, is to identify and to address efficiency gaps. And that was my last word. I now want to hand over to my colleague, Mr. Frank Altheidi from the R&D department, and he will share some new insights, and feel free.
Thank you. So the applause is due because the release is great, and the team who achieved it is also great. That means all of you, because it's not only the development team, but also the knowledge we have in testing that contributes to the features we have in TPT. And that's something to show. So now from lofty visions to down to earth, basically to the machine room, let's see what we have brought with this release. All the examples we have will have slightly reduced examples, so simplified, to show the feature, not the complexity of any given project. If you're interested in a deeper dive, we have excellent application experts you can contact, reach out. We will fill in the details that are missing in this presentation. It's 3 out of many, so be sure to read the release notes. We have picked here those that are among the big trends, and I would like to start with the silver enhancements. Silver is obviously driven by the need to build SUTs or to build software in various integration steps, and therefore it's very good complement to TPT. This is what, as Robert motivated, is needed in order to test continuously along your development chain. It should be easy to set it up. It should be easy to execute and report without switching to the tool, without, as a tester, needing to know the details. And all of this, I think we achieved very well in this release. And I'm happy to hand over to Stefan, who will introduce what we delivered with this release.
So, thank you. Yeah, let's go directly into TPT to show now how we redesign the connection through Silver, that now also someone who has no experiences with Silver can use the coupling between TPT and Silver. How does this work? It's to show that this is simple. We start with an empty project with no configuration. So I store the project and show that it is now very simple to set the configuration for a Silver project. First, in TPT, you add that you like to have a Silver platform. We redesign this UI that first you specify which Silver version you like to use, and then you specify where your Silver project is stored, and that's it. You have nothing to change in Silver or whatever. If you like to have an interface from your Silver project, also Silver was changed that now also the interface can directly transport from Silver into TPT, that directly the complete interface is available inside TPT. So for here, Silver support or give this interface through TPT, and similar to other platforms, you get directly the complete interface available. And that's it. You have nothing more to specify. You have an interface, and for the test execution, TPT directly connects to this Silver project. Also, TPT offers a feature that is called TASMO to record the coverage and also to generate test cases. This is also now a feature that was integrated into the SBS build. So similar to CTC++ or GCAF, you can now also choose the coverage platform TASMO, and so you get automatically an instrumented VECU with TASMO. So change to the coverage and add the coverage file here, which is directly generated from the SBS build during the VECU creation. Let's see how that works. Implement a simple test case. So we use here our lights control. That's our standard example. We set a stimulation, and also we have some check rules here implemented that check the functionality. And that's it. Now I can directly start the test execution. You see that's now very simple to connect TPT with Silver for a test execution. Inside the test report, we now get directly the code coverage available. So if we go on top with the report, you see here in the lower part, the coverage which we reach now here with this specific test case. And if we go into the details, we can see what's not matching. And now, because the VECU is instrumented with TASMO, you can use the test case generation from TPT. So if you choose the Silver test case generation, directly TPT can import the existing coverage of the manual created test case. And you have only to set up the interface where you like to stimulate your signals. In this case, we need to stimulate the light intensity. We decide to choose only a a spline change between the signal and hold this for a while constant. And for the light switch, we change only stepwise the value. And now we can directly start the test case generation with this silver VECU, and TPT or Tasmo tries to generate test cases which have at the end very good coverage or 100% coverage here with for this VECU. That takes always a little bit a moment, and we also can see that we cannot really reach the complete coverage for all things here inside this project. But let's wait a minute, maybe he finds something for this part. If not, we can stop and execute and see that on this way we have now create some test cases which get a better coverage as before. So say stop. And now if we rerun the test cases here inside the test execution, then we can see that now with a new generated test cases, we get a better coverage here with this now generated test cases, also our assessments. And now we can see inside the report, if we reload, that we have now a much better coverage. And another very good feature by this Tasmo changes is now that the user can also specify some C code parts which can be not reached directly by the test case. In this case, we have a switch case statement that the default part can never reach, but it has to be implemented for safety reasons. But you can justify this part, and so automatically this is not integrated into the coverage. So many features which are very helpful for the test modeling and the test case development to support the users here for the test case creation. Now I would
Thank you, Stefan, and thank you for putting also so much effort into making this a well-rounded feature. It just shows you need not only good developers, but you need experts in testing to bring this together. Then let's go to the next feature. Again, it's a feature we have developed together with customers. And it's something that is needed in any project that is relevant for, that is safety critical or has high quality demands. It's project reviews. Yeah, you need to be sure that what you have done is is properly verified, that each change on the project makes sense. And in order to do this, you need to be able to identify your changes, you need to look into the details of that particular change, and then you need to comment to document all this. And so this we introduce with 2509 in a streamlined version. All the individual features that have been there before are still available, it can be used, so it's still flexible in the deployment. But I think we have a way more streamlined feature now in TPT to use for project reviews. Thank you for Beck that you will cover for a colleague who's sick today and show the feature.
Thank you. I will present you now our new review workflow to keep review processes simpler and to save time and cost. Let's take this example. We have a file that was changed due to requirement changes. In this status view, we can see there have been several changes made by the tester, and the items that are purple are the changed items. For example, here the 4 assesslets and the reason for the changes. 2 requirements have been changed, and as you can see, they are purple. This is due to the status that had been set before to be reviewed, and the new features that we have status types now that you can set the items to flag them as modified or stable. For example, to be reviewed as flagged as modified. So every item that is to be reviewed will be purple. We want to compare it with the original file to see the differences, to review the differences. We would open the div merge view, and on the one side we would choose a new file, the changed file, and on the other side is the reference file or the old file. Here we can see the changes that have been made. We can see, for example, in the SSLets there have been several changes, and in the requirements have been several changes. Yeah, this is only for a quick overview. We can also go to the modifications view to start our actual review and compare the old and the new value. And for example, there have been requirements that have been changed. In this case, we have two requirements. For example, there is a time that has been changed. This is 1 second less. And here's 1 second more in a specific time. Therefore, the tester has changed the SSLets accordingly. As a reviewer, we would review this and say, okay, if we think this is correct, we can click the checkbox and say, okay, this is reviewed. To review the actual changes, we can select the item here, see okay. The maximum length has been changed in the requirement, and that's why in the SSLet it has had to be changed accordingly. Here, plus 1 second has been added. And if we look into this SSLet, we can see here, we can see, okay, in the maximum length, this has been added. Okay, and after we've reviewed every change, we can check this checkbox, zack, zack, and then we can end this review. You can just set this status to a stable status and leave a comment. For example, test review finished. Click OK. And after it has been set to stable, we can see in the status view that everything is black again. And we can see the last comments by the reviewer. And if we, for example, take this as an example, there have been several changes made. By example, and back, he was the tester that has changed the file, and in this log you can see the time and the changes with the comment. And now the status has been set to stable. The review is finished. The whole log is viewable here, and with this the review is finished. And yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Beck. And again, thanks for stepping in so at short notice. One remark regarding the workflow, it's very flexible. It can be either a baseline between projects over half a year, but it can also adopt to your workflow if you're working in Git, have very small incremental changes, so it helps on different occasions. And as always, we look forward to your feedback to further fine-tune it. One of the big trends we have is obviously the need for, or the trend towards automation, the going to cloud. And in this context, a feature that is very dear to me is the new Python API. I mean, the trend to automate development activities, to build your own workflows in whatever environment you prefer, but still use powerful tools like TPT is a must by now. To our understanding, Python is the de facto standard for these kind of tasks, and so we came up with a new API. There is still the Java API for TPT. It's still usable. We will maintain it, but in some areas, Python is already superior, and we highly encourage you to check out this feature. I would like to ask Martin to join me on the stage and share a demo of Python 3.
Thank you. I'm going to talk to you about the new Python 3 TPT API. As you can see, I'll be using VS Code for this demonstration. And this enables you to use all the features you are used to, like syntax highlighting, code completions, documentation tooltips. You have Copilot support, type checking, everything you'll need. I've set some breakpoints, otherwise the script will run through too fast. First of all, we'll open our test project, where we already have set up previously a platform with code coverage, some test cases and assesslets, and an execution config. In a previous version, we were able to run all the test cases with result passed, 100% code coverage. Just now, R&D has delivered a new SUT, and we want to know if the project is still runnable at all, what the results are, and if we have to do any manual adjustments. The first thing we want to do is do a new interface import. We'll use the platform we have already set up. You can also use other platforms except C and standalone files like you're used to from TPT. In combination with other Python libraries, you could even write your own importer for formats that TPT does not support. This time we'll use all the default settings, but the API also supports various configurations and filter options. So you don't need to import the entire interface or nothing. You can choose what you need. We have detected one change, and the script is printing it to the console that there is a new input in the interface. In a real project, you might want to use this information and generate a report from this. But for simplicity's sake, it's just a print statement here. Yeah, so we have imported the new interface, and there was a change, which means we need to generate a new test frame, which we'll do now. This is just one line of code. This is a function that might produce some warnings. By default, these sort of functions will print the warnings to the console, but you can configure it in any way you need. As you know from other tools, you can configure the verbosity and the target of your logging, and you can even add your own log handlers that allow you to react appropriately to specific log messages. In this case, because our example is very simple and straightforward, there's nothing to worry about, which means we are ready to execute our test cases now, and I will do that. Because our example is small, this is very fast, and at the end, the script will produce a short summary on the console again. This information can be used in various ways. You can produce a report that you want to that you can show on a dashboard, or you might use it as an input to the next step in your CI/CD pipeline. Luckily, even though there was a change, all the test cases we had produced previously are still passed, and the code coverage is still at 100%. So from this perspective, we might conclude that there are no further activities needed and or manual adjustments. We might give the thumbs up to the developer that this build is okay. This was one of various use cases we can support. I suggest to have a look at the API and see how you can automate your own tasks. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin. And I know it was a wild ride towards the end of the release, so well executed, and I'm happy to have this feature in 2509. Also, this is part of a bigger initiative to go or to make TPT easier to deploy in cloud, easier to deploy in CI/CD, CT settings. Along those lines, if you check the release notes, you will see Linux deployment has been improved a lot. Integration into Dockers there, so there's more features along those lines, but this is definitely the most worthy to show. Well, after the release as before the release, so what's next? I brought some topics with me. Obviously, I mean, we can't not talk about AI. Yeah, so you see here the main trends, and obviously we will consider those in our development on our roadmap. For us, the highest promise with respect to AI is in the test generation, reducing the time, increasing the efficiency in the overall project lifetime. The second biggest topic we have is cloud. The API is one enabler, Linux capabilities are another, but for us the ultimate goal is to ease the scaling in the cloud and to make this an integral part of TPT to really let you scale as you need to meet the vision we have seen earlier. To do it in 24 hours, you will need to massively parallelize your execution of test cases. That's another one. Test generation in general, Tasmo gets a lot of attention now, and we will bring a performance update and some feature increase there. Something that is also very dear to us is that we play well together with the tools in the portfolio of Synopsys. So Silver has seen a significant update in this release. It will see more updates in the next. New to the party is Skate, and with Virtualizer, obviously we have another tool that has the capability to open up a lot more use cases than we have today. That said, I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to the collaboration. As I said earlier, we have excellent application engineers, experts in the tool, experts in testing. Reach out, let them demonstrate the features, and be sure to give us feedback to influence our roadmap. Thank you very much.